Okay, let's move on to a different type of roof, and then we'll add some fascia gutters. So you can say architecture roof, and let's have a 1000 overhang. Let's say it will define slope. Okay, you can hover over one wall and then hit the tab key. That will highlight all the walls, so you don't have to select those one by one, and then click. So that's a nice technique. So we have here a slope at 7 by 12. So let's just say we really want a high slope. So select, let's see, modify, select all the slope lines or the roof line, and let's change this all to something really high. So let's say, uh, can I go 30 over 12? Okay, and again, I think I forgot to align it to the high roof. So 30 over 12. So we're going to create a gambrel roof. Okay, so maybe increase that by 1,000. Okay, so you can increase the height or slope, and then we can cut it out. I think I can increase it further. So let's see. How about 40? Yep. Okay. Maybe 40 over 12. Okay. And then I'll say attach all these walls. So highlight or hover over one wall. Hit the tab key. So it highlights all the walls, and then click to select. Click on the attach top base and click on the roof. So that attaches the roof. Okay, maybe I'd like to make this higher, so let's bring this up to 2000. Okay, now let's go to the high roof level, and see, since my slope is really high, it's being cut, but not a problem. I'm actually going to cut out this roof right here, and to do that I just need to go to architecture and select an opening. So these are different openings that you can use, options that you can use. So you can create a shaft, a wall opening, or a vertical opening. So by face, it will be perpendicular to the roof. Right? So our skylight can take advantage of this. Right? Or you can do a vertical. So I'll do a vertical opening. So select vertical, select the roof. Okay, that brings you to the sketch mode, and maybe I'd like to create a rectangle. So let's create a rectangle, let's say from midpoint to midpoint. What that does is it will cut out the roof at this point. So I'll click on OK. If I go to a 3D view, you see that that cuts it out at that point. So maybe I'd like to cut it lower, so I can make that bigger, and then I'll create another roof here. So if I want this lowered, I can go and select my sketch. I think it's better if I do it here, and maybe offset it up to here. So bring that to 500. Okay, bring this to 500, bring this to 500, and this one to 500. Okay, let's see how it looks. Okay, so you can go down further, otherwise I'm happy with that. And then I can do another roof right here. So to do that, I'll just have to go to my high roof. I could have defined the reference plane here at the top, but no worries, I'm just going to move that new roof up to that level. So to create a new roof, same technique, I just need to select roof by footprint. This time I need to say no base offset. So select my rectangle. Okay, define slope. Select those. Lock. So that if that line moves, it will move with it. Okay, and then hit modify to stop that command. Select the roof again and change this to something nice, like for example maybe 6" is by 12. Hit OK. If you go to your 3D view, that new roof is lower than your top roof where you cut it, where you created that opening. So you can go to a north elevation and move this roof. So while it is selected, hit the move key from endpoint to endpoint, and you get your new roof. So you can combine the two. So you can say modify, join if you need to. Normally I wouldn't join it yet because I might do some adjustment, but if you want to, you can join the two so that that becomes a join roof. It's actually still separated, but if there are lines that intersect, it will clean it up. So that's why I don't really join it right now. Now for roofs, you can always edit the roof type and add your roof materials. And in the exercise I've given you, you actually have here examples of different roof layers. So you can use those or create your own depending on what roof type you are using. Okay. So okay. Now make sure you duplicate it first before you do some changes. So that's always best practice. Now this type of roof can be used, or I've used that right there. I've used it here. Okay, two roofs. This one, I did a roof by extrusion, which I'm going to show next. Cut it out using the opening, vertical opening, and then created a new roof. So that's how I did that. Same technique here, right? So you have a gable roof and a hip roof. Well, hip at one side and also gable at the other side. Okay, so that's just a little iteration of that. This one here is simply a hip roof. If you click and edit footprint, it's just a slope roof all around, and it will automatically create that dormer here at the end. Okay. For this one, this was created using the two roof technique as well. So you have a hip roof and a higher slope this time. So the first one, there was a higher slope at the bottom and lower slope at the top. The reverse here, you have a lower slope at the bottom and a steeper slope at the top. Okay. Now, same with this one. The only difference with this one is that the one at the top uses, if you select, since it's a roof, select slope glazing. Okay. You are now able to, so the only difference here is that you are now able to create a, sorry, cancel that, slope glazing here, and then you can then add curtain grids and even mullions. So this is a simple roof. If I select that and change that back to a generic roof, so that's a generic roof. The only difference is that I changed the material to a slope, initially glazing roof, and then added some curtain grids, similar to how we added curtain grids last week with a mullion assigned to it. Okay, so that's the only difference there. And this one, there are actually two separate roofs. So if I go and edit this, that's one roof. It's a simple shed type. And then this is another roof which is higher with another shed type. So that's a simple roof right there. This one here, you simply added the wall, made it higher, and then added your gable roof. This one here, okay, you simply added different slopes on all the lines, and it created that automatically. Same with this one here. Okay. This one here, it looks complicated, but it's actually 4 different roof with openings. So that's one roof with an opening, another roof with an opening, another roof with an opening, and then at the top, a simple hip roof. Okay. Well, that one is a flat roof right there, a circular flat roof. Okay, so let me stop that recording and answer some questions.